Luke Skywalker. Luke was a Tatooine farm boy who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the greatest Jedi the galaxy has ever known. X-34-Landspeeder. Luke Skywalker owned one of these nondescript but speedy land speeders, racing across the desert between the Lars homestead and the outposts such as the Tossie Station and Anchorhead. Hello and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we're reviewing Luke Skywalker's X-34-Landspeeder and A New Hope Luke Skywalker. So I picked this up just before Christmas. I've been waiting to bust this open. I got it for less than £30, which seems absolutely crazy because I think this used to go between £70 to £100. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not really looked up online to see how much really it went for, but I wouldn't have bought it at its original price. I am a little bit tempted with that new snow speeder though, but again I might even wait until this goes down. So this is my first dab at a Black Series vehicle. I'm actually more interested in the actual A New Hope Luke Skywalker because I haven't got this sort of get up yet, so I'm quite interested to see how he looks and plays with and photos. And then obviously I would like to have a look at this land speeder as well, just see what it looks like. It does look a little bit bland, so maybe it might need a bit of a actual additional weathering to it, but nonetheless I think it looks pretty cool. So let's just jump into the review. So again, we've got a really nice big pencil drawing of Luke in his land speeder here, and we got it with the vehicle here. It doesn't look as impressive as the drawing there, but it looks quite good here. It's just as a model there, and we got the window of Luke with his little poncho, which is kind of what he was wearing when he walked around Mos Eisley, and he comes with his hat and his binoculars and stuff on there, and like the pistols and stuff, which the hat is from his deleted scene, which is a nice little additional there. So on the side here we've got Luke in his little poncho, and on this side here it just says O2, maybe because that was the second vehicle. I'm not too sure if Ray was first. And on the back we've got kind of like a few little pictures of Luke and what this does. So the boot opens up and a few little flaps and stuff there. We've got the bio for both the vehicle and Luke as well. So I guess without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Okay, well here's the ship. It's all in its kind of sort of bitty parts. We've got a stand, we've got the top part of the engine up here, and we've got the window screen just here. And we got this extra little bubble kind of blister pack, which is kind of like just a normal sort of Black Series figure with Luke in it and these accessories. So what we'll do, just quickly crack this open and just have a sort of first dab at him. Actually, it's not too bad of an actual face on there, considering how older the figure is, and yeah, it does look pretty cool actually. So I'm quite interested to see how he sort of photos, and also I'm going to pull this out. So I guess we'll see you in a mo. Hello, so I've been away, we're taking some photos, and I don't know, I'm a little bit sort of in the mix of this kind of box, because if I paid full price for it, I think I'd be very, very heavily disappointed. But where I paid £30 for it, I kind of give it a benefit of the doubt. But again, it still kind of annoys me of what it's supposed to be and what full price it was asking, and I can see why these were sitting on the shelves and going for £30 now. But my main gripe is actually about the land speeder really compared to the Luke. I kind of sort of give Luke a little bit benefit of the doubt, being a bit of an older figure. And what we do, we just go through the actual character himself, and then we come back and review this separately later in the video. So with Luke, yeah, he's pretty cool actually. I really do I do like him. There's a few things again, but yeah, as I said, he's an older figure. But he comes with 5 accessories, which is pretty cool. And he's a proper all exclusive A New Hope Luke. We've got his hat from the deleted scene. We've got his electro binoculars that he tries to find R2-D2 with. We've got the poncho that he wears around in Mos Eisley. We've got his gun that he tries to, well, goes to look at the Tusken Raiders with. And then we've got his lightsaber that was given by old Ben Kenobi. So first of all, we look at his hat. And it's not a bad hat. It's not done too badly. It just looks quite large on his head. It just doesn't sit right nicely. It just always feels a little bit it's going to fall off. It's made of a soft vinyl, so it's not going to paint rub off his hair either. But I won't be displaying him with it. It just does look a little bit kind of bit funny with it. There's no weathering on there. The paint applications are done nicely, and the actual goggles itself, they just look a little bit painted on and cheap, to be honest. It'd be nice if they were separate. His second accessory is his poncho that he wears going around Mos Eisley. And it's just, I wish it was a heavier fabric. It's made of this polyester. It's very shiny. It just doesn't look nice. We've got this kind of sort of pattern on there, kind of the brown edging and the seam down the middle. If you're going to photo with him, it's kind of alright if you lift the poncho up just over his arm and brings it up. It just takes away that kind of size of it. But just displaying him just standard, it looks like he's got a handkerchief over him. So again, we'll not be displaying him with his little poncho. His electro binoculars though, however, they're painted quite nice. We've got the silver applications all over there. There's no colour bleed. We've got a kind of little belt clip on here as well, so we can attach it to his belt, which will just pop over on there. And again, you know, we've got the details, we've got the extra little parts on there, and that's why I like putting it through the camera, to be honest, because it really just shows up that kind of sculpt and stuff on these figures and accessories, which is quite good. His other accessory then is his blaster kind of rifle. It's just really long and massive. I mean, compared to Luke himself, it's off the camera. Again, no colour bleed on there. We've got a little bit of nice sculpt down this end by the trigger. And again, it's all right. And then obviously we've got the lightsaber that will come with most Luke's, which is his father's lightsaber. Just a few little paint apps on the black there, the red dot. And yeah, it's not too bad. Mine's a little bit bent. It's a bit of a older type blue as well, so it's very sort of light blue. And it comes with the old sort of clip loop on there, which will attach to his belt. And it's a nice clip on his belt as well. It's not that horrible vinyl kind of thing that we get with Darth Vader, where it doesn't actually attach on, which is quite nice. And next up, we'll go through Luke's articulation. And yeah, to be honest, he's pretty much got it right there. He's very much like his sister from A New Hope. And the articulation there just reminds me a bit more of an actual action doll rather than like an action figure. So his head can go left and right. He can look down a nice amount. He can look up a nice amount. We've got rotation at the top of the arm. His arm can come up this way. We've got a swivel just below at the bicep. He's got a double jointed elbow. We've got a rotation at the wrist, and that's also on the hinge. We've got rotation here at the waist, and he can look down this amount, and he can look back this amount. His legs can come out this far and go forward this far. That at the back. We've got an upper thigh rotation. We've got a double jointed knee. We've got a rocker and a pivot at the ankle. So really, his articulation is probably one of the best kind of you can get out there for any type of figure, really. And it just comes across quite nice in photos and everything like that. But my only kind of downside really is his sculpt and maybe his actual clothing. I'm not a big stickler for actual cloth clothing. It does kind of put me off a little bit, and I don't know whether it works or it doesn't work with this figure. I'm a little bit on the fence, and I think I would like to see an actual sculpted kind of torso rather than a bit of clothing. His face as well, when I first got it out of the box, I didn't think it was too bad. And actually looking at it, when I look at it, I just don't think it's that bad. I just think it looks quite nice. But comparing it to the others, which I'll just show you a picture up here, what I'll put on Instagram, I was kind of taken back how bad it kind of really looks compared to the others. Even though I still think some of the others are still a little bit off. I think the Empire Strikes Back one looks a little bit gormless looking, but it has grown on me. The Return to the Jedi kind of Luke just looks a little bit too feminine, I suppose, in a way. And I do think the best one they have done is the Yavin Luke, but again, he still doesn't look properly like a Mark Hamill. Yeah, so going through, we go through his hair, which again is just done in the nice sort of golden kind of brown washed hair on there. Looks quite nice. The sculpt is nice as well. The face, we haven't got the paint applications on there, unfortunately, but I think, to be honest, it doesn't look too bad. If he's on his own, I think it looks all right, but comparing it to the others, yeah, it is a little bit of a sight, unfortunately. His clothing is made of kind of like another little polyester mix. It's not too bad. It's kind of like an off-white. It's not too baggy in a way, and sometimes I think it is. I'm still not 100% sure, to be honest. Underneath this though, he's kind of got like a naked torso on there, which if you do this, it kind of reminds me of the 90s kind of Luke Skywalker. And well, I suppose that's good for any kind of people out there that want to do customizations, for anyone that needs a topless torso as well, which is quite good. His belt, we've got the nice sort of leather effect on there. Not as done well as some figures, but it's there. We've got his kind of clip hanging off, which he uses to sort of get C-3PO out, the restrainer bolt kind of sort of thing. Yeah, and that's pretty much it really going for him. I mean, we've got his legs just down here, just kind of khaki kind of trousers, going down to his boots, which are sculpted quite nice. It really shows up the details on there. So in all, I'm more impressed with the figure himself than the actual speeder. So there's Luke, and then so here is the Landspeeder. Yeah, I mean, this is where I'm getting a bit confused with Hasbro. Are they selling us an actual toy, or are they selling us a collector's thing? And this is where I'm getting a little bit mixed message from this, because if I paid full price for it, I would be quite disappointed, to be honest. And mainly it's all in the paint applications, but it's also the plastic. It just feels really cheap, and it reminds me of my 1989 Batman, the Batmobile that I had way back when. So yeah, I mean, looking at the actual weather effects and all that, I mean, this looks horrible. It just looks like a leopard print. It just needs a bit more of a human touch, I think, just to bring it all up to speed. And that just follows it all around there. It just looks very plain. It looks painted on over the top of, rather than sort of like looking like chipped underneath. We've got the bonnet here. We can pull it up here. This rotates as well, which you can also pull the bonnet up. And inside, we've got all the details. It does look nice, but again, there's only like 3 colours inside there, so it's not really bringing much up to speed. We've got this other little bit that's been sculpted down here in the holes, but I just don't think, is this necessary? I'm not really too sure. So when you actually put the bonnet down, it just really sort of highlights that it comes up. So to me, it does look a little bit like a toy. We've got this extra part of detailing just here on the side, and then going into the cockpit itself, just looks very plain, very boring. The seats are flush with the actual floor itself, and this is where it reminds me of the 1989 Batmobile. We've got a little steering wheel here that they can hold on, little gear stick, and a kind of sort of like a communicator pad, kind of comms dashboard, I suppose. And then the engines as well, we've got the one that without the cover on there, shows off those parts, needs a bit of a black wash, bring that up to speed. We've got a vent here that we can lift up with a bit of engine again, and then to the other side, and this one lifts up, if I can get my nail in there, and that's just an empty hole, so you can put some of the accessories in there, maybe his goggles and his hat. maybe not. Hopefully that just pops back on. Yeah, there we go. We've got this hole down here. Just seems a bit odd. There's nothing really you could put down there. If you put like a few guns and stuff like that down there, it's going to be a bit fiddly getting it back out. And we've got these nice little vents on the back, going into the engine parts around. And we've got the vents as well. So, yeah, I'm not a massive fan of it, to be honest. We have got the little clip on the side as well, so we can put his rifle just in there as he just grabs it off before he runs off to the Tuscan people. And that's it. I mean, this is where I'm getting a little bit kind of a letdown just for it. It just if I was going to pay, I can't remember how much it was originally, so it was like 70 quid or whatnot, I'd be heartily disappointed for it. To me, it actually just feels an actual accessory for this figure. So I'm quite glad that I've only paid sort of like 27 to 30 pounds for him. So I'm actually more delighted that I got this figure than I am I've got this. And the other bad thing as well is that poor Obi-Wan can't actually sit in there because he's got such a big skirt and stuff, and where it's all vinyl, he can't actually sort of fit in there. So there's no way you're going to do a Mos Eisley kind of move along scene unless you actually take off this skirt, and you've got an Obi-Wan to customize for that. So yeah, my big thing is, if you can get it for under £30, then go and get it. If you're going to pay full price or really want it, then I would heartily and please recommend that you wait. Obviously, if you're going to be a full-time collector, you're going to have it in your collection because you're just going to keep it in the box. But if you're getting this out and you want to put it on display, then I think maybe get your painting skills up to speed as well, because I think this would look 10 times better once it's had a bit of a kind of weathering part on there, which could be a case for another video at some point. So anyway guys, this has brought me to the end of the review. Thank you so much. You can comment down below, you can subscribe, you can like, and you can follow me on Instagram in the description down below. So guys, girls, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.